Welcome to therightcustomer.com and this introduction to NEOS, or the next economic order. NEOS started as a spark in my imagination, but what makes them powerful is science. Neuroscience reveals what moves them, behavioural science shows how to nudge them, and propensity pinpoints where they intend to spend their money next. Let's zero in on money. NEOS make up just a quarter of the population, but they drive the majority of consumer spending. They don't just buy more, however, they buy more frequently, and they're much less sensitive to price. In fact, 90% of them sit in Roy Morgan's big spender category. That's what makes them the right customers. Sure, everyone wants the best price. Everyone wants the best price. But for NEOS, price isn't a barrier. It's just the cost of falling in love. NEOS are early adopters, but more importantly, they're future shapers. They don't just try new things, they become brand advocates when something clicks emotionally with them. And that matters because NEOS respond to brands emotionally, not just rationally. And that emotional response drives loyalty, lifetime value, and influence. With 5.5 million of them in Australia, they're not just more valuable, they're more contagious. Traditionals represent half the population, on the other hand, and they're wired very differently. Their decisions are conservative, risk-averse, and heavily price-driven. Even a wealthy traditional, and there are more than 1 million of them, still shops on price. Their value to brand comes from a volume, predictability, and not passion, loyalty, or growth. In a marketing world built on precision and emotional resonance, traditionals are a mismatch. NEOS and traditionals are so completely different that they may as well be on two different planets. Let's explore why. This is what the NEO mindset looks like in the wild. They plan, they entertain, they explore. They take calculated risks, they value ideas, and they're proud to lead. These aren't just lifestyle preferences, they're commercial signals. NEOS want the best, and they yearn for quality. And they're willing to pay for it, because success, experience, and originality matter more than just saving a few dollars. And here's the flip side. Traditional mindset consumers resist change, avoid risk, and view price as the ultimate goal. They're more skeptical, less emotionally driven, and far more likely to resist change and innovation. Even when they have money, they don't respond in the same way. These aren't bad customers, they're just not the right customers for brands trying to lead, inspire, or have profitable growth. All this isn't academic. Through Roy Morgan's single source, we identify native NEOS across the country for planning, buying, and brand strategy. Through Axiom, we activate 5.2 million digital NEOS across Meta and programmatic via the trade desk. So the NEO mindset isn't just insightful, it's fully targetable at scale with surgical precision right now. It's worth noting that the NEO typology has been used across a wide range of brands, not just for targeting, but for deeper decision-making. Some use it to sharpen their customer strategy, others to differentiate their propositions, and still others to improve conversion rates or to boost loyalty. The point is that this isn't confined to one part of the marketing funnel. For example, when a global bank stopped targeting everyone and focused only on NEOS, here's what happened. In the first 30 days, activation lifted by 68%, and cost per acquisition, or CAC, dropped by more than 75%. Same platforms, same tools, same budget, just the right customer. And it didn't stop there. Over the next 9 months, retention improved by 34%, and the lifetime value to acquisition cost ratio reached 4.1. Simply put, each customer brought in 4 times what it cost to acquire them. making it the sweet spot in the LTV to CAC universe. This is just one example of the rewards on offer through emotional alignment, not just reach, demographics, and lookalikes. And it's not just local. The Neo mindset has been explored, published, and applied across markets in the US, here in Australia, and globally, because the underlying forces, emotion, identity, aspiration, desire, aren't regional, they're human. A Neo in Shanghai thinks and behaves much like a Neo in San Francisco or a Neo in Melbourne. And they're shaping the next wave of consumer behaviour everywhere. So in conclusion, Neos are the consumer economy's lightning rod. And that's not just because they're here now, but because they're already scanning for what's next. They change and create change, act early, and spend where meaning resides. 21st century marketing isn't about reaching more customers, it's about reaching the right customers. So to deliver on its promise, it needs more than reach. It needs resonance, cohesion, and surgical precision. And that starts with the right customer. Welcome to therightcustomer.com and Planet Neo.